Hello and welcome to Sarah's Stamping Retreat. Today we're going to be creating a Christmas card with loads of dimension, and we're going to use this Christmas Wonder die set, and then I'm also going to use this Stitch Starry Argyle background plate, but we're not going to stitch it today. I just really like the pattern that it adds to the background. So you can see I've cut this from green cardstock, and I want to add a bit of added texture to this, so I'm going to add some gold splatters, and the way that I'm going to do that is to splash it with some water, just plain water on a paintbrush, and then I'm going to grab some gold embossing powder. I'm just going to sprinkle it over, and it's going to just attach to that water. So then we can just heat that up as usual. So now we've got that nice gold splatter on there. So then I've got this frame that I want to use on the card, and I only want this kind of pattern inside the frame. So where I've used these two dies to cut this frame, I'm going to use the outside one to cut this so it fits under here. So then that's going to fit nicely under our frame. So I'm going to add some foam strips behind our frame. If you don't have foam strips, another nice thing to do is to cut the frame out several times and just stack them on top of each other. So then I'm going to add my frame on top of this piece. So then I've got all my pieces that I've cut from that die set, and this is a really pretty die that is designed to be used like this to create a bauble, but I've decided to use it slightly differently, and so I've folded this one in half. You can see there's tiny dots as part of the pattern on here, and I'm actually going to use those dots to my advantage. And I've folded this one in half, and then I'm just going to sew it together down those dots. It's a nice way to attach it just down that line. I'm just going to attach the thread with a little bit of tape at the back. So I'm just going to go round the bottom and up that same hole again, and then I'm just going to travel up the middle, just sewing that together. I'm just using those holes that are already in the paper. And then I've come back down again, filling in all the gaps. So now we can fold this bit up. We've got this nice 3D bauble. So I'm going to lay out my baubles on here where I want them. So then I'm going to use this Merry Christmas, and I'm going to heat emboss it on some white cardstock, and I'm going to use some gold embossing powder. So I've cut this out with stitched rectangle. I didn't have the size of stitched rectangle I really needed, so I've cut it out one end like that, and then moved it along and cut the other end so that you get that kind of shorter sentiment. So I think that those are placed about where I want them. So what I'm going to do is just draw strings with my wow embossing pen from where I want them up to the top. And then, to be fair, it would probably have been wise to do this before I added on the frame, but hey. I'm going to pour on some more of this gold embossing powder. Now I don't want it to get caught in this bottom bit, so I'm just going to flip it. So then I'm going to start gluing these pieces on, and pop a foam pad behind this one. And then I'm going to pop some foam pads behind the sentiment as well. So I'm just going to add that to my card. So then there's our finished card with all that lovely shine and dimension. So I really hope that you enjoyed creating today's card with me. If you did, I'd appreciate you clicking like below, and you can also press subscribe if you'd like to see future videos. If you press the bell button and select all, then YouTube will also notify you when I've got a new video available. All of the products that I've used for today's card are listed in the description below, and there's also a link there to my blog where you can find a picture supply list if that helps you find what you're looking for. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you again soon.